This is a story that took place right after Jesus resurrected. You know what happened during that weekend, isn't it? On Friday, Jesus was crucified on the cross, and then what happened? They brought him down from the cross and they put him in a tomb. And what happened on Sunday morning? Jesus rose up again. And there were many people who witnessed what happened during that weekend, isn't it? And so there were two men who, who were eyewitnesses of what had happened on that Friday. Okay? These two men witnessed what had happened to Jesus on Friday, and so they were very sad about what had taken place, and now they were going back to their home, which was in a village that was near Jerusalem. The place was Emmaus. Okay. Now these two men were walking on the road to Emmaus from Jerusalem. And as they were going, many times when we go from a place of so many things that have happened, we keep discussing, isn't it, about what had taken place? So these two men were discussing the same thing of what had happened during that week and the weekend. And they were telling the very sad story of what had happened to Jesus, how he was crucified. And actually, many people who believed in Jesus, that they thought that they will be able to get freedom from the Romans. And they thought that Jesus will become a king and he will be a ruler over all the nations. And that is what they thought about Jesus. And now, when this incident took place, just that Jesus was crucified, he was put inside the tomb, and then now they think that he is dead. And so this was a very sad story to them. So they were walking along and discussing so many things. And as they were discussing, another person joined them too. And they were talking, and they were going a very long distance. And as they were talking and they were walking along, Jesus listened to all the stories that they were saying. And then Jesus said, "You people, you haven't even realized anything. Many things have been told much before. Isn't it? From the beginning, there have been stories, there have been things that were taught to people that Jesus was going to be born to redeem the people from their sins, and he will be crucified on the cross, he will resurrect and go back to heaven. But why haven't you people believed all that? Everything has been told to you, and what has happened on that weekend is exactly what was told in the Bible before." And these people just looked at him, and one person's name was Cleopas. What is his name? Cleopas. Because he was thinking, what this man is talking, he didn't know anything as to what happened. But as Jesus was telling them all these things that had happened, it astonished him so much. And then they were trying to recollect, yes, the word of God says that these things will come to pass, and that is what had happened. So as they were walking, they came near their home. And so they said, "We will go into the house." And as they were going in, Jesus said, "Okay, I'll keep going away." And they said, "No, you have come with us thus far, and you have to be here with us." And so they took him inside the house, and they spread the table with food. And they said, "You have to be with us, you eat with us, spend some time with us, and then you can go from here." And it so happened that they sat there, and they had bread on their table. And Jesus took bread and he broke it and he gave it to them. And as they began, he blessed it. And Jesus always blessed the food, isn't it? Like how we say prayer before we eat. Jesus always blessed the food. And as he blessed it, and as he broke it and gave it to them, guess what happened? There was a big change in their thinking. They came to know that this person was Jesus. all along as they walked and as they went inside the house, they did not know who he was. But when he prayed, he blessed the bread, broke it, and gave it to them to eat. They understood that this was Jesus himself. And so when they were so excited and they wanted to spend time with Jesus, what happened? Jesus just disappeared from that place. And they were so astonished. They understood then that this was a Jesus who was, what happened to him? He was nailed on the cross, he died, he was put inside the tomb, he rose, he has risen up again. And same thing what was told in the scriptures before has happened, and Jesus was alive again. And so they got up and they ran from here, and guess where did they go? They went to Jerusalem. They met the disciples, and the disciples also told them, yes, Jesus is resurrected again. He is alive again, and he is there with us. And what do we learn from this story? As these men were talking, they did not even realize what was written in the scriptures, isn't it? So when we read the Bible, we must learn and understand what is given in the Bible. Many things have been written about what is going to happen in the future. If we don't keep those things in mind, we will never realize when Jesus comes back again. And as we read the Bible, we must understand what God has told us. We must keep them in mind so that when things happen, before Jesus comes, we will be able to identify that this is what was told in the Bible, it is happening, and Jesus is coming soon. And when Jesus comes, we will be able to identify his coming and go running to Jesus saying that we have been waiting for him so long. Another thing that you can learn is, as these people were walking by, though they were in their disbelief, who was walking beside them? Jesus was walking beside them. Did they recognize Jesus before? No. But what happened at the moment they recognized Jesus? Their life was transformed, and these people, as disciples, were able to testify about Jesus after Jesus went back to heaven. So, in the same way, we may be in disbelief. We don't know what is happening, we may not know many things, but when we know and recognize that Jesus is there with us, and when we are able to accept him into our lives will be transformed, and we can also share about Jesus with others and prepare them so that they will also be able to meet Jesus when he comes the second time. Thank you.